people act as if weed is a minor drug. Now, anyone who smoked weed, has smoked weed regularly, yeah, knows that weed is not a minor drug. In fact, weed makes people bums and it makes people horrible people. I'm going to say that again. Weed makes people lazy and it makes people horrible people. What do I mean? Let me elaborate. If you have smoked weed, yeah, regularly for any amount of time, yeah, you know that it becomes part of you. Meaning that when you smoke it regularly, it becomes part of you because of the tobacco. And don't say, yeah, you can smoke weed without the nicotine and the tobacco and stuff. And most people don't have that kind of money. And there's very few people that do that. And it will still be wrong anyway, even if you smoked it without tobacco. But I want to say to you, I want to explain about why it makes you a bad person to be around, and about the laziness, yeah. But the thing is this, yeah. See, people smoke weed regularly. It becomes part of them and they need it, like oxygen, like breathing and so forth. But what happens is, because people can often, most time, get a draw or get some weed off someone, like a friend, or, you know, or they got a little bit of money so they can keep on buying draws and so forth. They don't really see how ugly it makes them. But let's just say there's a time when there's a drought, or your friend, you can't get weed off your friends. A person will notice that if you're used to smoking weed every day, yeah, or every other day, and so forth, and then all of a sudden you can't get access, whether there's a drought or so forth, you know that you become a very, you become a very irritable person. When someone's used to having weed in their system all the time and smoking all the time and so forth, they don't know how wretched of a person they are because they get the weed in their body. But the moment that stops, yeah, and if you've been in prison, yeah, which unfortunately I have, you'll see people who they call cats. I don't know what they call now, but they used to call them cats. Or they used to call people, say, I'm roasting, meaning that when a person can't get their weed, yeah, or their fix of weed and so forth, they become irritative and their patience becomes very, very tiny and they switch on people quick. So yeah, because you're smoking weed all the time and you can always get this, that, and so forth, like, you don't know how much of a slave you are to it. But let there be a drought and your friend or your neighbours or in that area you can't get any, you can't get any and so forth. And if you're used to smoking it every day, you'll see how snatchy you become with people. People don't like to admit, smoking cigarettes, forget weed, smoking cigarettes alone. The pull of cigarettes and nicotine is this high, yeah. And people's willpower is this high, yeah. And most people, even smoking, which is not as powerful as weed, even smoking, for you to give up smoking, it takes a lot of willpower. The vast majority of people who try to give up smoking don't. They can't. They don't have the mental. They do it. It's a fight. Yeah, and that's the thing, is that most people who smoke weed, when they don't get their weed, they turn into a wretch. Just like most people smoking cigarettes, and they can't get their cigarette, yeah, they turn into a wretch. Yeah, and the thing is this. Yeah, that's why you'll find people, man, from road. You'll find people in jail who have big name on road, yeah, with a rude boy, bad boy, whatever and so forth. You'll see some of these people, man, like in prison, picking up butts off the floor and smoking, and what is it, trying to get, like a few smokes out of someone's used cigarette or spliff. It's wallahi, man. I'm telling you, it's like I'm saying, man, like. These substances and so forth, whether it's nicotine, whether it's weed, the pull of this substance is about this high, and people's willpower to give it up is not that high. That's why they have to put on a box that smoking kills in big capital letters, because they know once you're on it, you can't get off. And that's what I'm saying. Smoking cigarettes and smoking weed, they make you a slave to both of them. And not only that, they make you rich, because when you don't have it, you become irritable, and your patience is very, very short. And dealing when you're roasting, yeah, and what is it? You can't get your fix, yeah. You're a very big nuisance to people around you, because you switch on them, you snatch on them, you know, you verbally attack them, you become irritated with them. Weed is not a small drug. Weed is not a minor drug, and weed is not a insignificant minor drug. And that's why it's stupid when these governments declass it and may basically just say, it's not that bad, you know. But anyway.